First off, Merry Christmas to everyone there. I hope everyone's having a great time with their family. Hope you guys got a lot of cool presents. Hope you guys just happy to be spending the holidays with your family, like I already said. That's the main reason about it. I hope you guys are just having a wonderful time. But anyways, it's about to get better because tomorrow on Boxing Day, World Juniors are finally here. And you guys already saw my preview of players you might want to watch. I'll keep a link to that up there if you guys want to check that out if you already haven't. But anyways, I felt a few of you may want to just see my couple of cents I want to give on where I think teams will land in the tournament here. Who's going to win, who's going to get relegated, who's going to win bronze, who are going to be the teams to look out for. Anyways, I got it started here from the ground up with the group stages. I'm going to go over just the rankings of it. I'm not going to go into the depth to see who's going to win every game or anything like that. But anyways, if we're going to start with Group A here, number one, I have Sweden. I don't see them giving up that streak they got going with all those wins in the group stage there. They're going to keep that going. So they're going to take that number one seed. Number two, it's going to be Finland. They got such a strong core this year. And they're missing a couple players too, like Lundell. He's questionable. I've heard he might actually try and make it back. But that really strong defensive core led by their captain, Lassie Thompson, is going to be wonderful. Third, I have Switzerland. Much like last year, last year they came fourth. They actually made it to the bronze medal stage. And with a lot of these experienced players coming back once again, you got goaltender Luca Hollenstein, you got Nico Gross playing in his fourth World Juniors. I have to correct that from last video. But I see Switzerland really making a name for themselves and capturing third in the group. Fourth, I have Slovakia. Pretty self-explanatory because in fifth, it's going to be Kazakhstan. I don't see this team really making too many waves this year. I don't see them pulling off any upsets or anything like that. I think their closest game would be against Slovakia, but even then, Slovakia's got so many offensive threats. Anyways, that's what it looks like for Group A, and we move on to Group B, which is the powerhouse division this year. Number one, I have Team USA. This team is just filled with talent. It goes through the entire core. Almost every one of their forwards is absolutely wild. Almost all of them were taken in the first round last year. So many notable names. And then with goaltender Spencer Knight back there, and then you also got so much good defense, a good mix of offensive defensemen and a good mix of big guys on the defense as well. And then if we get to Canada here at number two, Canada, I have them just going second because this is one of the youngest teams. If not, it is their youngest team they've ever sent to the World Juniors. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great players, but I don't see them overtaking USA. I don't see it. But we're going to find out tomorrow on Boxing Day because that's the team that they play first off. It's going to be fun to watch. Third, I have Russia. Once again, this is just kind of the team that it could flip-flop with Canada. It all depends. Russia has a lot of great guys too, but just because of my knowledge, I don't have too much knowledge on guys that play in KHL, VHL, all that stuff. They do have a pretty good defensive core on Russia standards, I believe, and with goaltender Yaroslav Askarov, who could be lights out for them. It's going to be interesting. Fourth, I got the host country, Czech Republic. I don't know. Sometimes they surprise us. And we're definitely going to see this year if they have, much like a lot of the other teams in this group, just mental forwards. So many great forwards. They also got Jan Mysak, who's coming up, the 2002 guy. You got a lot of great forwards. So many speedy guys that I already labeled off in my last video. And then fifth, I sadly have Germany. Germany has so many great players that I'm going to be watching. I'm going to watch every one of Germany's games that I can because they're just awesome. Maurice Seider, Tim Stützle, all those kind of guys. But sadly, it's not going to be enough. They're probably going to end up getting pumped by a lot of the teams in Group B, sadly. But anyways, that was my group stage rankings. And now we're going to get into the playoff rounds. And in our first quarterfinal, with what I have written down there, it would be Sweden versus Czech Republic. And I obviously have Sweden coming out over that, sadly. Sorry, Czechs. Your hometown gold, I don't see it happening this time, but Sweden's just got such a built core. From forwards to defense, so many guys who play professional hockey already, it's going to be tough to stop them. Then we have Finland versus Russia in the second quarterfinal there. I see Russia coming out on top over that, just like I already explained back there. Such a good defensive core, a better defensive core than I think they've ever had in a while. Third quarterfinal, USA versus Slovakia. Slovakia has given the USA some tough times over the past couple years. Slovakia pulling off some upsets over them. But in this situation in the quarterfinals, I don't see the USA giving that up. They're obviously going to take over Slovakia pretty easily. Quarterfinal 4, Canada versus Switzerland. Much like I always find Switzerland gives Canada a little bit of trouble too. But once again in the quarterfinals, I don't see it happening again with Canada. They lost in the quarterfinals last year to Finland, but with Switzerland this year, I think it's going to be a bit easier. Canada takes that one. We now get into the semi-final matchups. I have Sweden versus Russia in that first one. I see Sweden taking over Russia in that one. Once again, I'm not gonna say it again. You already know what I'm gonna say. Complete roster. Just a complete team. Second semifinal, USA versus Canada. It's going to be a rematch of the Boxing Day game. Whatever it ends up being, I just see USA taking over Canada. As much as it hurts for me to say it, I just see it happening. I don't know if Canada's defense is going to be able to cover the onslaught of their offensive talent. That defensive core is what a lot of people are kind of going like meh with on Canada. If they had a guy like Noah Dobson, it may be a little bit different, but for now, I see USA taking over Canada in the semis. Now we're going to get into the relegation stage first here. Just before any of that, I'm not going to put any graphics up for it, but I'm just going to say Germany. I think it's Kazakhstan's time's up, and we're going to have to welcome Austria into next year, and hopefully Marco Rossi makes his way into the World Juniors next year, unless he has to stay with whatever team he's on next year, whether that be the 67s or his NHL club. It's going to be fun to find out. In the bronze medal, Canada versus Russia, another Summit Series here. I see Canada coming on top of that one, though. That may just be a bit more of a pride thing with me. Who really knows? But I honestly just see Canada taking over that Russia team. And for our gold medal match, I have an unusual, I don't know, a little bit unusual, I would think, but USA versus Sweden. USA versus Sweden, it's going to be that would be a pretty intense game again there. Honestly, Sweden, like I said, and like I said with USA, I've been saying it in all video, these are two of the, I'd say, most juggernaut teams right now in the entire tournament. They are pretty hefty, but I see USA coming out on top. That offensive onslaught, if these guys are going hot throughout the entire tournament with guys like Cole Caulfield and other guys like that, Arthur Kaliev, it's going to be quite a dueling match in the finals there. But I see USA coming out with the gold this tournament. It's going to be a pretty fun tournament, guys. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And I know I'm not a professional analyst or anything like that. I just like having fun making these little predictions. But if it's anything like my Stanley Cup one last year, I'm going to get everything wrong from the group stage. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow on Boxing Day. See you later.